Power rule number 4. Terms with negative powers. Simplify x squared over x to the power of 5. This becomes x by x over x multiplied by itself 5 times. Cancel x's, leaving 1 over x by x by x, which equals 1 over x cubed. Now use power rule number 2 to evaluate the same sum by taking the bottom power from the top power, giving x to the power of minus 3. Now both of these answers have to be the same, so x to the power of minus 3 is equal to 1 over x cubed. This leads on to power rule number 4. A to the power of minus n is equal to 1 over a to the power of n. For example, evaluate 2 to the power of minus 3. Using power rule number 4, you can make the power positive by moving the term down, giving an answer of 1/8. Power rule number 5. Terms with powers in brackets with powers. Simplify x squared all cubed. The term in the bracket is multiplied by itself 3 times. Now add the powers to get x to the power of 6. There is a quicker way. Just multiply the powers together when you see a power in a bracket which has a power outside it. Once again, you get x to the power of 6. This leads on to power rule number 5. A to the power of m, all to the power of n, is equal to a to the power of mn. For example, simplify p to the power of 6 all squared. Using power rule number 5, you multiply the powers to get p to the power of 12. Power rule number 6. Roots with powers. Let's refer back to third rule number 1 from class number 27 of the Algebra refresher course. Multiply root 7 by root 7. Using third rule number 1, this gives you root 49. The square root of 49 is 7. 7 can be written as 7 to the power of 1. You can write root 7 as 7 to the power of a half. Using power rule number 1, add the powers. A half plus a half is of course equal to 1, giving an answer of 7 to the power of 1, or just 7. The square root of 7 is written as 7 to the power of a half. This leads on to power rule number 6. Root a can be written as a to the power of a half. This is the most difficult of all the power rules. Let's do some examples. Evaluate 25 to the power of a half. This equals root 25. What number multiplied by itself gives 25? The answer is 5. Evaluate 8 to the power of a third. Ask yourself what number multiplied by itself 3 times gives 8. 2 by 2 by 2 gives 8. So the answer is 2. Evaluate 8 to the power of 2 thirds. Rewrite as 8 to the power of a third all squared. This is allowed according to power rule number 5. If you multiply the powers, you get 2/3. 8 to the power of a third is 2. 2 squared is 4. Evaluate 16 to the power of -3/4. The first thing you should always do is change negative powers into positive powers. You do this by using power rule number 4, by moving the number down to get 1 over 16 to the power of 3/4. Now use power rule number 5 to change the number into 16 to the power of a quarter, all cubed. 16 to the power of a quarter is 2, because 2 multiplied by itself 4 times gives 16. 2 cubed is 8, giving an answer of 1/8. You can check the answer on your calculator. Evaluate 1/27 to the power of -1/3. You can turn the negative power into a positive power by turning the fraction upside down to get 27 to the power of 1/3. The answer is 3. That's the end of the class. Have a look at the demonstration examples, and when you think you are ready, do the exercise worksheet.